Hey guys, Laura Moser-Villar here. I wanted to talk a little bit about the recent suicides this week that we can no longer not talk about. Kate Spade a couple of days ago killed herself, and today unfortunately we found out that Anthony Bourdain has also taken his life by suicide. Those are two of the celebrity deaths that have happened this week, and I actually know of a student who recently took their lives by suicide, and it's time that we make sure we have a conversation about this. I actually just talked to Chelsea at WECT, and we'll be doing a section tonight on suicide awareness, so make sure you check that out if you're in Wilmington. If not, I kind of wanted to review a couple of the things so you guys know what to look out for as far as signs and symptoms if someone is thinking about suicide. So some of the main signs and symptoms are change in personality. If you notice that someone you love is suddenly acting differently, that can be a sign. Withdrawal is a big one. This can be things like withdrawal from friends, family, activities that they once loved, maybe not wanting to spend time doing things they love, like going to the beach or spending time with their own children. Agitation, they can sometimes get irritated easily. Lack of personal care. Sometimes people who are having a hard time with their mental health have difficulty with things like personal hygiene or just taking care of themselves. They may not do laundry or may let the dishes pile up, or sometimes maybe just forgo a shower. And most notably, the biggest one is hopelessness. If you know someone around you who makes comments of, "What's the use? There's no reason," and it seems like they just can't get their head back up, that can be a really big sign that someone may need some help. If you see any of these signs, or even if you don't, but you're just wondering, just check in. Check in with your friends and family and ask them, hey, how are you doing? How are you really doing? And listen to them. Listen to them without judging. Listen to them without jumping in and giving your own opinion. Just listen. You know, you can even actually ask them if they're having thoughts of killing themselves or if they're thinking about suicide. You're not going to plant the seed. Most likely they've already thought of it, and you may be the only person in their lives that they can be honest with and that they can reach out to about this. If there is someone in your life who is experiencing thoughts about suicide, please make sure you reach out and get them help. In Wilmington, we've got some options. Outside of Wilmington, I'm not as familiar with the local options. We have mobile crisis here through RHA, or Integrated Family Services. And they are mobile crisis. They'll come out to your house and will evaluate that person to see if they need to go to the hospital or not. You can go to the hospital. We've got a wonderful team at the behavioral health hospital. If you're afraid that someone's thinking about having thoughts of killing themselves or hurting themselves, or others, you can call 911. But let's at least, at a very minimum, get that person into some counseling. It's so important that we take action. I know a lot of people who I sit with and sit across from me and say, I wish someone had asked me if I had thoughts of wanting to hurt or kill myself. I wish they asked, because I didn't have the courage to come out and say it. But I couldn't tell them that at night, before I went to sleep, I had thoughts that if I got in a car accident or if I got cancer, I'd be okay with it. No one asked me. And sometimes, guys, it just takes asking and having that conversation and encouraging them to get into counseling. Suicide is not about attention seeking, and it's not about a lie. Every single mention of suicide, we need to make sure that we pay attention to and we help those people, because they are hurting, and we need to surround them with love and support and get them the help that they need. If someone is having a hard time, let's get them that treatment. Now let's talk about treatment. So there's a couple different ways. We have some suicide hotlines, which are very helpful. We have some national suicide hotlines. There's also a really cool resource that's a crisis text line. If you text 741-741, you'll reach a crisis professional on the other end that can help guide you through what's going on for yourself or for someone else. And that can be really great for anyone who has a hard time just talking on the phone. There are a lot of online support groups. There are also local support groups. You know, we've got NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and they are a grassroots organization that has chapters all over the country. And you can go to their support groups for friends and family, or for individuals who are dealing with mental health difficulties. So there are a lot of ways to get help. If someone's interested in counseling and you don't have insurance, we have resources here in Wilmington for uninsured, and you can actually call Trillium. Trillium is an organization. If you Google them, you can just Google Trillium in Wilmington. I'm sorry again for those of you who are outside of Wilmington. I'm not as familiar with those resources. Google Trillium, Trillium, I believe, health resources, and they'll come up with a number. You can give them a call and ask, hey, I'm uninsured, or even if you are insured and you have Medicaid, you can say, I need some help. Where do I go to? If you do have insurance, or you do have the ability to be able to pay for that treatment or for that counseling, you can check out some online resources. Psychology Today is a directory that's pretty popular where you can find a counselor that could be a good fit for you. Or you can just kind of ask around for your friends and family as well. But I want to make sure that you guys know that for those of you who are either thinking about hurting or killing yourselves, or know of other people who are, that there's nothing wrong with you. And it's important to reach out for help and talk about this, because I love you. Everybody else loves you. We support you. Let's make sure that we get those people in our lives taken care of. Let's pay attention. Let's ask the question, and let's get them help. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope that this was helpful for y'all. Put some questions down in the comments if you have anything for me, and I'll try to do my best to respond back to them. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.